Hello children, you are welcome to the digital classes of Christ Church Convent Higher Secondary School Gadarwara. This video is for class 12th. Subject is accountancy. Chapter number 13, accounting ratios. Part 1. In the previous chapter, that is 12, you made the analysis, and while making comparative statements or common size statements for income and financial position, you worked out with the figures so that they could become simple, and for this the complex figures, big figures, were converted into percentage form. But there is much more to understand in an enterprise, that is the relationship of different heads, different transactions. So that relationship has to be established among these figures. So what type of relationship is required? Suppose we talk about three things: cost of goods sold, net sales, and gross profit. These three things are connected to one another. If the cost of goods sold is less and the value of net sale is more, then gross profit can be achieved. On the other hand, if the cost of goods sold is high in comparison to net sales, then business will suffer gross loss. So they are compared, and comparison means ratio. So we are comparing accounting figures, therefore they are called accounting ratios. To find out a ratio, two figures are required, and they are written in the simplest form. So we can conclude that when there is a mutual relationship between two figures mathematically, that is mathematical ratio, but it is a number which is expressed in the terms of another, and we find it, the quotient that we find, it is by dividing one number by the other. So for this we have different methods, and you can see the percentage method. In this method, the relationship which is developed, it is into the percentage form. Second method is a rate method, which shows that the one figure is how many times of the other, or what part of the other. And third, net ratio method. Here the figures are expressed in ratio and then in proportion. So proportionate ratio is created to find out net ratio, or else they can be written in the form of fraction. So fraction is also a form of ratio only. So there is not much difference in that. So when we talk about accounting ratio, so it means relationship between the two interdependent figures from the financial statements. So these are also called financial ratio. Okay, this relationship may be between, as I told, between the sales and net profit or total sales and debtors, but it cannot be between sales and debtors because these two are not related. Why? When we sell something, so what happens? We receive money, and it means the ultimate impact goes on the turnover. Okay. Next is why accounting ratios are necessary. So what are the objectives? So we can say that we have to measure the profitability of the business. So after the analysis, the profiteering ratio can be found out. It gives the knowledge of liquidity and solvency of the business. Liquidity means cash flow of the business, and solvency means repayment capacity of the business. Then third is we can do the forecasting and make budgets. If in course of time, means in the previous year including the current one, if the inflow of the cash is appropriate, then businessman can make budgets for the future, and they can forecast for other things in the field of production, marketing and sales, and accordingly policies can be made for remuneration also. So forecasting includes expansion of the business and establishment of the new plant. Then fourth is making financial data understandable, because figures are big, the big numbers, so it is difficult to understand when they are written in ratio form or fractional form or in times form, so it becomes easy to understand them. Sorry. It gives us knowledge of trend and direction of the business, and means what is the trend, market trend of the business, and in which direction business is going on. It can be known easily. Inter-firm comparison possible, so it can be done through analysis also, and it becomes more easier and convenient and comfortable when it is done through accounting ratio. Now we'll talk about advantages or the uses of accounting ratios. तो सबसे पहला बेनिफिट होता है मैनेजमेंट को, बिकॉज दे कैन कंपेयर लिक्विडिटी, सॉल्वेंसी, अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ वर्किंग कैपिटल, sales, turnover, closing stock, everything. So things are there at a glance. So it is only possible through accounting ratios. Second point is again repeated. It helps in making comparative study with the previous year profit, previous year turnover, or the comparison with other interfirms. It works to simplify the accounting data and make them simple and understandable. The weakness and lacking or shortcomings can be easily found out by accounting ratios. It also helps in the analysis of financial statements. There are different tools of financial statements which can be easily made and can be understood by using accounting ratios. What are the limitations? First, it may produce false result. See, whenever we talk about limitations, either in economics or in accounts or in any subjects, then I always say that जब हमको कमियां देखना है तो हर चीज़ में कमी है. कुछ भी मतलब पूर्ण ब्रह्म तो कुछ भी नहीं है, सच तो कुछ भी नहीं है, हर चीज़ में कमियां होंगी. तो ये जो कमियां हैं वो हम यदि क्वांटिटेटिव और क्वालिटेटिव मेजर्स में बात करेंगे तो उसमें ये कमियां आएंगी. फॉल्स रिजल्ट्स पॉसिबल है. फॉल्स रिजल्ट इसलिए है क्योंकि यदि इस अकाउंटिंग वर्क फॉल्स करोगे तो रेशो भी फॉल्स आएंगे. उसमें अकाउंटिंग रेशो की गलती थोड़ी है यार. यदि फिगर्स जो भी है जो ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्डिंग है यदि वो फॉल्स है, फेक है, एम्बाइगस है, तो रिजल्ट्स भी एम्बाइगस आएंगे, फेक आएंगे. लैक ऑफ यूनिवर्सलिटी, हाँ, इट इज़ करेक्ट. अकाउंटिंग रेशियोज आर नॉट एक्सेप्टेड एंड adopted as same as universally. They are different because they are made on different principles. Lack of specific standard. Somewhere the ideal ratio is considered as 2:1, but when we talk about in the bank terms, it is not correct. It should be 1:2. So there are some lackings of it. You can say limitations of it. Then next is effect by changes in price level. Price level changing means the state of inflation and deflation. So that time ratios cannot be trusted completely. And fifth is qualitative facts are ignored. तो ये पॉइंट भी कुछ सही सा नहीं है. क्वालिटेटिव चीज़ें लिखने के लिए अकाउंट्स है ही नहीं. अकाउंट्स बनी ही केवल क्वांटिटेटिव चीज़ों के लिए है, तो फिर उसको दोष क्यों देना कि उसमें क्वालिटेटिव चीज़ें मीज़र नहीं होती. तो क्वालिटेटिव एस्पेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं? जो एम्प्लॉय होता है या जो नीतियाँ, एथिक्स, ईथोस, लॉयल्टी वगैरह, ये सब चीज़ें जो होती हैं ना, डेडिकेशन, वो क्वालिटेटिव चीज़ें हैं. तो उसका काम ही नहीं, उसके लिए एक अलग साइंस है, BST बना हुआ है उसके लिए, बिजनेस स्टडीज़. तो ये क्यों करेगा? तो ये तो ज़बरदस्ती थोपी गई बुराई है उसके ऊपर. ठीक है, तो ये तो हो गया इसका नॉर्मल इंट्रोडक्शन. अब नेक्स्ट वीडियो में अपन बात करेंगे कि ये रेशोज़ कौन कौन से हैं और उनको फाइंड आउट कैसे करते हैं. इनके कुछ फॉर्मूले हैं, अपनी बुक में देखना और उनको अभी लर्न करना. देन वी विल डिस्कस. थैंक यू.